Hello, this is Alexander Kuoppala from Children of Bodom, and you're listening What's Metal?
Okay, this is the last gig of this tour, I think. How was the tour?
Yeah, tour has been 2 weeks long, and I think everything has gone very well. You know, we've been mostly here in Germany doing gigs, and 2 gigs in Austria and 1 in Switzerland. And I think everything's been very great to us, you know. Just like we are just totally supporting band here, but Exception has been very good everywhere we've gone, you know, and people seem to like us very much, and that's cool, I think. So I want to thank you all who has seen us on this tour, and
I think you are the real Children of Bodom, because you are very young. Can you tell me the age of the band members?
Okay, actually, I'm the oldest one. I'm 23 years old, and our drummer and singer are 18 both, and keyboard player is 20, and bass player is only 17, so he's youngest of us. Yeah.
Yeah, not many people are familiar with the band history of Children of Bodom. Maybe you can tell us something about this.
It all began in 93 actually, you know, when Aleksi Lauhe, our singer, and the drummer Jaska, they were in same school and got together, started to play stuff like that, and make their own music. It was like old school death metal style, pure death metal style. And about 95 I came along with them, and so did the bass player, and we had no keyboard player then, but we made demo tapes. We have done 3 demo tapes after this album, before sorry, you know, but the demos were, you know, pure death metal stylish, and keyboards came along in our last demo tape in 96, kind of, you know, and then we had keyboard player, but our keyboard player has changed. We have had so many keyboard players, so it was, you know, we made a few gigs every now and then in our hometown in Finland, and but nothing really happened. We sent it to demos, do labels and stuff like that, but everyone said no. But then we had a chance to do the album. Actually, we recorded the album before we got the deal, and so we made it. And after we have recorded it, we got the deal from Finland, from Spine Farm. So then we changed our name also to Children of Bodom. So and after that, everything's been happening very fast. You know, we had the album was released in Finland in November, and here in Europe in February, if I remember right. And now we are here touring, so everything's going very fast.
So were you surprised by the success of Something Wild?
Yeah, actually we were. You know, like in Finland, this kind of music sells about 1,000 copies or stuff like that. We have now sold 5,000 copies in Finland, and that's very good. And here in Europe, we have sold about 12,000 copies. So we think it's great for our first album, for a very new band and stuff like that. And we're very glad that we have now chance to be here, play gigs here in Germany and all in other countries too. So we've been pretty surprised that everything has happened so fast.
Your sound seems to be very complete. Can you tell us something about your influences?
Our singer Alex, he does all the music, but we all listen, you know, so different stylish music, like old school bands. We like very much about bands like Manowar and Judas Priest and old good heavy metal bands. Although, you know, we have listened black metal, there is elements from black metal in our music, and also a very big element is classical music. Classical music and you know, Yngwie Malmsteen stylish guitar playing and stuff like that. So there's very much elements from different kinds of music, you know. So it's when we released our album in Finland, everybody said it's black metal because of vocals and something like that. But we don't want to call it black metal. It's just aggressive metal, heavy metal, that we like to call it, because there is so much from different sides, elements.
Do you think that this type of music is the biggest progression so far, outgoing from this traditional metal styles as speed and thrash, or is it just a bastard of all these styles?
Well, I think, for example, black metal has changed so much, and I think that old time, thrash and speed are kind of coming back to music. I think so, because there's so many bands now who new bands who play power metal styles and clean vocals and stuff like that, So I think they're pretty much coming back to old good times, I think, and I hope, because some black metal bands has gone too extreme, I think, but then like Dimmu Borgir, when they released his Enthroned Darkness Triumphant album, it was beginning of the black metal changing, and it has changed very much. Now it has melody and very much keyboards and stuff like that, So I think it's gonna be what is gonna be in the future. I think more melody and stuff like that.
Okay, talking about the album, especially the intro of The Male, what's the origin of it?
Well, it's actually taken from 2 different movies. There is a audio track taken from Nightmare on Elm Street in the beginning, and there is a man speaking, and that's a classical movie, Ben-Hur. That's a sorry. That's a we watched the movie. We not much like the movie, but it has that scene. It has so good. What he says. Your eyes are full of hate. And it gives man a strength. And stuff like that. That's very much what our lyrics are about. Hate and anger and feelings that you feel every day. For every people feels anger and hate every day, and that's what we're trying to do. When you listen to our album or come to a concert, it's very good if you feel something, and that's what we are mostly trying to do with the lyrics, and also with the where we act on the stage and stuff like that, So that's Alex also makes the lyrics, and there is very much his personal feelings, hates and anger, and very powerful feelings like love. But if you want to hear someone's love, you can listen Bon Jovi or whatever.
So, for example, what do you mean with "Touch Like Angel of Flesh"? What does it mean?
Those actually, the only lyrics are printed in a booklet, and they are, to Alex, they are very personal lyrics, I think. They are, he's talking about his, feelings as when he thinks he's a bad person or something like that. And but I don't know. Purpose. That's the reason he wanted to release it. Only that song in a booklet, and. Well, Touch Like Angel of Death, he's like a, considering as himself like a, angel of death and causing just, trouble and harm for everyone and stuff like that, So they are, I think, very good lyrics, though,
We only got the promos, or
yeah. So you don't have the booklet, but yeah.
Okay, which function does the hidden track obtain at the end?
That's a pretty funny story. Actually, it has nothing meaning. It's when we were recording the album, we one night me and Alex, we were pretty drunk in the studio, and they had keyboards, and we just started to play something, and okay, this is good. We put together some melody and something, and we just played it and we thought, oh, this is great, you know. And our producer comes to a studio, and so we thought that maybe we should, you know, record it just for ourselves, you know, because it was so good a song. We thought we were so drunk and stuff like that. So about 2 or 3 takes, and we got it on a tape. And then we had the dot tape, which we were mastering, you know, the album and stuff like that, and it was there. And then we had this crazy idea that we should put it on hidden somewhere on the album, you know, stuff like that. It's and when you listen to it, you can hear it that we've been pretty drunk, because it's just, you know, it was a big joke, but I think it's good song though. Yeah.
Okay, Sami Tenets of Thy Serpent played a role by helping you getting the deal with Spine Farm. What happened there really?
Actually, the story goes that me and Sami were working together in the same place, and I had a copy of our album. We have just recorded it, and I had the copy with me, and I went to work, and he just said, you know, give it to me, I will listen it at home, and, you know, interested what kind of music that is, stuff like that, you know. And okay, about 2 days later he came back to job and said, you know, I went to Spine Farm office and they listened this, and oh, they think it was very good, and they want to sign us immediately. So that's the story. So we are, you know, we can't say thanks enough to the Sami, because without him we probably never gotten the deal, I think. Well, so it's he is very big part of this story.
To produce a CD for yourself without a deal before must be very expensive. How did you come up with the costs?
Yeah, actually we were pretty lucky, because we were in a studio. We played it within a week or something, so we were pretty hurry, and we mixed it 2 weeks. It was expensive, and so we owed the studio owner the money, but we had the deal from Spine Farm pretty quickly, so they paid it, but we owed him very much money. We were like, where we gonna get that money and stuff like that, but we got the deal so quickly, fortunately, you know, and then Spine Farm said that they will pay it. So we were very lucky to get the deal.
So what can we expect from your label mates Thy Serpent in near future? Do you know what they are doing at the moment?
Well, they recorded a new album in February now, and they had some plans, you know, to go out touring, a few gigs in Finland and also here in Germany. But I don't know what reason, but they have to not cancel, just move. I think they are planning again in the summer or after the summer to do some gigs, because they haven't done any gigs so far. Yeah. But that's, I don't know what's the reason for that, but now they have, you know, there's been so much, you know, question asking, you know, when you're coming touring and stuff like that, so they decided maybe they're willing to do some gigs, but I don't know when and where so far.
So I read an interview with Sami, and they said that Thy Serpent only is a studio band, they never will go on tour, so he changed his decision.
Yeah, I think I don't know what's the reason that they only want to be studio band, but I've spoken with Sami, and he said that they are, you know, considering that they are now decided to do some gigs, and so he's changed, you know, turned his jacket a little bit. But I think that's for good only, because I think it's good band, and they deserve, you know, I think they will be in a stage very good band though. Yeah.
Children of Bodom now exists more than 4 years, and I wonder if 7 songs are not a little bit too less.
We have many songs, yeah. like on the demo tapes and stuff like that. But all the songs are on the album. They are. I think the album, there is a one track called "In the Shadows." It's the oldest one, I think, and but they are we have composed them all after the last demo tape. So they are. We didn't wanna do those demo songs again because they are so different. They are so different songs, and nowadays we think they're pretty lousy songs and demos and stuff like that. So they're all done after last demo tape. So that's why we're very happy, you know, that we didn't take any demo songs. Actually, we recorded one demo song for the album, but we dropped it out because it was so lousy song, we think.
Compared to Sweden, how do you explain the fact that Finland has not so many metal acts, but on the other hand has the most creative bands, I think, like Stratovarius and Sentence and Extreme Impaled and Children?
Yeah, well, I don't really know. From Sweden there comes, you know, these bands like In Flames and Dark Tranquility, death metal bands, and yeah, and but you know, I think they in the past they for them it has been more easier to come, you know, known here in Europe than Finland bands, because you know, the marketing and stuff like that is better in Sweden, and they got deals from here, from, for example, Nuclear Blast or stuff like that. But now, I think from Finland there is now coming few good bands, you know, Stratovarius, Valtari and Amorphis and bands like that. They are now selling good here, and also Stratovarius in Japan, it's very big band. So now I think it's in the future it's easier for a Finnish band to get, you know, contract from, for example, Nuclear Blast somewhere else. You know, there's been few black metal bands now that some have gotten some deals from Europe, but so there's very many bands coming. And I hope it will, you know, they will make it after, you know, few bands open the doors and stuff like that, you know. So Finnish bands are coming. I say you that.
Okay, our show is called What's Metal? So we ask, what is metal for you? Music, lifestyle, or more?
It's yeah, it is a lifestyle, you know, and I cannot, you know, imagine myself playing any other than metal. I don't. It has very good way when you are playing on a stage. You know, it's very good way, you know, get your feelings through and stuff like that. And also, you know, I'm a very big fan of classical music, and I think metal is of all music styles, it's mostly, you know, near classical music, and it has, you know, some same patterns and stuff like that. So there is this anger and this still this you know, mightiness and stuff like that. I think like bands like Manowar, it's so cool band, this mighty band, true metal band, and they have, you know, their music is so powerful and stuff like that, that it's gives you very creeps on the back when you hear bass. I think that's the reason why I wanna play metal. So I think it's, for me, it's a lifestyle and very good way to impress myself, get my and other in our band, you know, message through.
So how do the future plans of Children of Bodom look like?
Well, now this tour is over. Tonight was last gig, and we are going back to Finland. We have some gigs in summer in festivals in Finland, and hopefully in Germany too. There's been some talking with the Nuclear Blast that we've doing few gigs in the summer here, and well, we are going studio recording next album in November, so it's gonna be a long time until that, you know, and it will be released in beginning of '99 in Europe and every place. It's like Something Wild was released in Finland November, and in different places different time, and the next album will be released in all places at the same time, so it will be in the beginning of the next year.
So are there already songs written for the new album?
Yeah, we have now about 5-6 songs, ready songs, and we have when we've done some gigs in Finland, we have tried them out live, and they're very good live songs, and I think it will be, you know, the music it's not gonna change a little, you know, the same energy and power will remain, and we are not. It's not so different songs, but they are very good, you know, live songs, and I very maybe more melodic songs and stuff like that, but it's not slowing down, you know. Very aggressive and powerful songs, and I hope, you know, and I think really people gonna like the next album, though. I'm sure of that.
Why didn't you introduce one of them tonight on the stage?
Well, actually, that's because we are now here, you know, to promote our Something Wild album. So we are just playing songs from that album. So we didn't want to play any new songs because we thought that, you know, people don't want to hear them. They are just, we are now promoting this album and stuff like that. So for very many people, they never heard about us and stuff like that. So it's good that we play only songs from the album. So that's the reason.
Okay. Yeah. Any last comments to your fans and our listeners?
Well, I would like to thank very much all of you who has come to show, seen us, or bought our album or stuff like that, and you know, keep up the good, you know, keep up the metal scene and unite the metal scene and stuff like that. We are, I think we're, you know, big family, the metal scene, like underground people, very much, you know, people who I write with or something like that, being connected. So remember that metal is here to stay.